Simsy, and we are back with more Code Realize Wintertide Miracles in Cantarella's Route, woo! Or the Cantarella side story thing. And dear God, we met Giraffe Neck. Agil? Agil? Maybe that's his name. Anyway, Giraffe Neck. Mask face Giraffe Neck. And Miles, who is questionable. God damn, he's pretty. But I'm starting to feel he's a little bit like another Impy, and it's like, you know what? Just shut up. Don't talk. You know what? You're really cute until you open your fucking mouth. And then you're just like, hey, so, hi, how old are you? What are your hobbies? You don't look old enough. You look like my daughter's age, but I still want to bone you. Maybe you should be your mom. Pretty sure I'm a fucking clone of her, or she's a clone of me, or we're clones of another person who's long dead. But I'm just saying, that's even weird. That's weird. He's like, yeah, then I get twins. You've been raising her like your daughter. Gross, dude. I love him, but he also creeps me out a little bit. I'm not really sure how I feel yet. Haven't quite figured it out. He's pretty, though. He's fucking pretty. I'll be honest. But anyway. So that's where we are. And he was like, no. I'm not going to let Victor touch my daughter. Can I touch your friend? That's basically what happened. Also, I still think he doesn't want Victor to touch Cantarella because he's like, he'll find out she's a homunculus. And that's part of the big reveal. I'm saying, I'm taking bets right now because I ruin everything, and this is just what happens. So. I am truly sorry for the trouble I caused you all, and for such a disgraceful display. No, it's perfectly fine, or so I wanted to say, but... I can't help but look down at Miles, who is pitifully prostrated at Cantarella's feet. Wow. If you would all like, you're more than welcome to see me again at the Opera House. I'll prepare seats for you. Are you that we could have, and that, whatever, the last part, but anyway. We depart from Cantarella at Miles' house and begin our walk back to the mansion. But just when you think it's going to take like 2 seconds, it's 5 minutes, you're like 20 minutes later, you're like, we're still, okay. But I must say, that's one unique family. Cantarella really doesn't have it easy, living under the same roof with that sleazeball of a father. I mean, the fact that Impy is like, dude, that guy is fucking dry humping your leg, and that's just inappropriate. For you to say shit like, I mean, he hasn't said that exactly, but that's what he's thinking. Look, it's the glasses on the head. So he's got goggles on his head, and Miles had glasses on his head. It's the on the head thing. Pull him down, wear them. No, don't do that, because then you'll look like Nemo. Wait a minute. Surely he was still envisioning Miles groveling at her feet, who maintained said pose to the last second. Meanwhile... He's like pondering. He's like, we need to rescue her. I can't leave a lady like that. Lupin! Me! Look at me! Don't you look at another woman, goddammit. You're supposed to be in love with me. You're all mine. We might claim Miles, too. I'm just saying. Lupin, what's wrong? You've been quiet for a while now. Well, it's just that Miles fellow. What about him? It's this odd feeling that I've met him somewhere before. No, that's not it. It's more like his mannerisms. Even the way he walks reminds me of someone. The Count of Monte Cristo? I'm just saying. Tying this into the Sherlock route, right? Are you sure he doesn't remind you of yourself? Huh? His mannerisms, his footwork, and they were very much like your own. Lupin, similar to Miles? Okay, so wait. The Miles' mannerisms are Lupin, but his personality is fucking Impy. Oh my god. Miles is what happens when Lupin and Impy have a baby. And Masked Giraffe is what happens. I'm just saying, as Van Helsing and Saint Germain, because I'm just imagining he's that beautiful. That goddamn glory, as beautiful as the two of them combined underneath that mask, is what happens when they have a baby. Oh my god. And Victor's like, what about me? It's okay. Pats Victor on head. You're fine the way you are. Like, Lupin, similar to Miles? Right. He moved similarly, which means he's surely no stranger to running away as well. Presumably then, he's seen his fair share of danger. He's been on the run from the Mafia, after all. I can't help wondering if that means Cantarella, who lives with him, might also be fast on her feet. Oh, Miss Spacey, it's perfectly fine for you to spend more time with Miss Cantarella. However, please do have one of us accompany you. There's still the matter with Twilight, so I try not to go out on my own. I simply ask that you be cautious. Let us not forget about the incident with the masked Baron, after all. He's like, plus, Miles is trying to fuck you, so. St. Germain's like, he's trying to, and I need to keep, because I have to stab you, so. St. Germain's just looking after. He's like, yeah, if the Baron kidnaps you or if Miles, like, takes you away from it, I won't get to kill you, and that's all I'm about right now. I love it. It's great. Anyway. Oh, right, that. It completely slipped my mind. Right, that weirdo. He was hollering about how he wouldn't give up or some such. Who could he be? Oh, we should look into him, just in case he resurfaces again. All right, I'll be careful. I'm worried about Cantarella, too, so I'll be sure to keep my guard up for her sake, too. With all precautions in place, though, I really am excited to see her again. I continue my walk home on light footsteps as I think about my wonderful encounter with the songstress. A few hours pass since the lively guests return home. Miles watches absent-mindedly as Cantarella hums a tune, taking out her precious stationery set. You seem to be in good spirits, Cantarella. Already writing up an invitation. I am, and this one is to a girl, so I'm trying to make it as cute as possible. Pfft, whenever you give me tickets, you just throw them at me without any fancy paper. I like to match my invitation with the recipient's characteristics. So what? My character is buck naked? Oh, you want to get buck naked? Jesus, creep. I do love him. But he's kind of a douche. But I still kind of like, I don't know. I still don't know how I feel. Okay, I don't really know how I feel. Like, you're like, you're an asshole, but I love, wait, I'm just very confused by him right now. Oh, well, Cantarella's cold treatment is always like this, and so I might as well just blow it off. Miles is reminded of the unexpected guests who dropped by this rundown shack. Seldom do they get visitors other than debt collectors, let alone the gentleman thief and the human weapon. Did you love their nicknames? He's like, what were the gentleman thief and the human weapon doing here? Hello, and the vigilante fucking whatever. What's Victor? He's just wanted, but for terrorism or whatever. There was also that girl who looks completely ordinary at first glance. Spacey, huh? If those two are accompanying her, then maybe... Miles, did you say something? Oh, no, it's nothing. I was just wondering how that bunch came to meet. Oh, that's right. So, Miss Cantarella, about that money I was asking about earlier. Go sell your hair to a wig factory or something and make that money yourself. Are you telling me to go bald at this age? Their antics continue, as always, until the clock strikes midnight. Unpleasant as always, this place hasn't changed a bit. It's as though he's had many times. It's a thought he's had many times in the past. He walks the solid, hard floor amidst the tranquil, sacred atmosphere. But beneath its holy surface lurks a malice so thick it's palpable. I'm thinking it's Igil? Igil? I'm trying so hard to say his name. It's still quiet, as though this place exists in another plane of being. Faced with such eerie silence, the man can't help but breathe a deep sigh. I want to see him without his mask on. Okay, I really do. I want them to be unmasked at some point and just be like, ah, he's glorious. I want him to be glorious. But then if they unmask him and he's like a foot, he looks like a foot. Then it's not going to be as fun. So I guess I just want to imagine him as glorious. At which moment? Oh God, who's talking to who now? Okay, anyway. It's an appropriate place for you and I, those who can only dwell in darkness, wouldn't you say? A chill runs through the man's entire body. So that was somebody else talking to him. I'm assuming we're... Ah! Without so much as a signal, let alone a sound, a figure stands before him. Alistair. I'm assuming we're Igel, but, Igo? Was that? I don't know. His name's gonna be different every single time. He's like Triscuits. Anyway, at least I'm attempting this one. I'm assuming that's who we are, but it was funny because when he walked in here, I was like, Finnis and Alistair haunt this fucking place, so I'm just wondering one of them, if they were gonna show up, or if it was gonna be them, but... He speaks the name that his lips would rather not utter. Jimmy A. Alistair. Jimmy A. Alistair, an elderly gentleman and Finnis's right-hand man in Twilight. He's extremely calm and collected and displays fearsome combat prowess. And we can't mention that he's James Moriarty because we haven't had that revealed yet. Oops! Spoiler! Again, well, obviously we have, but not. Yeah. A member of Special Intelligence Agency Twilight, an organization that handles the dirty work of the United Kingdom. Twilight, a special intelligence agency of the United Kingdom. It seeks the heroine's life, and her younger brother, Finnis, acts as its leader. Do we know Finnis was our brother at this point? Anyway. Ostensibly, he acts as the assistant of Finnis, Twilight's leader. We just learned this, but now... Oh my god, what? Finnis! The technical advisor of the British military and the leader of Twilight, the British Special Intelligence Agency. He's also the younger brother of the heroine. In case you didn't know that from the last glossary thing we read. He admits an overwhelming malice that the man must endure every time the two meet. One would be wise to never underestimate him. I'm assuming that's us. You still have that bad habit of trying to surprise people at every opportunity, I see. You surprised? What I would give to see such a thing. Do spare me the scowl. I'm alone here as always, the proof of my trust in you. Call me cynical, but I've come to distrust guarantees of safety. Such a pity that. Perhaps I haven't made it clear, but I'm showing you my utmost respect. Unless we're supposed... Because they have question mark, question mark, question mark. I was assuming we're Igel, but we could also be Miles right now. The fun part of not having the voice acting is you can't fucking recognize the voice and go, well, it's so this person, so the question mark is useless. Why do they do that? Unless you're me, and then you're like, well, they kind of sound similar enough where you're like, I can't tell! Sorry, but I'd like to keep the chit-chat to a minimum. Do you have it? But of course I do. See for yourself. I've brought what you seek. He takes a small bottle from his pocket, which contains a liquid of a mysterious color. Thanks. I'm gonna be like, thanks. Because he's got a snake thing. Harry Potter. Thanks. Is the snake. Sorry. The man accepts the bottle, handling it with great care. I was also earlier gonna be like, we could also be a woman, but we've said man a couple times somehow. If he were to drop and break it, it would quite literally be the end of him. Alistair observes with great curiosity as the man carefully tucks the bottle into a pocket. But a man like you desiring a thing like this? Do you plan to turn to terrorism to exact a grudge against the nation and society? Indeed, depending on its use, it's entirely possible to reduce all of London to little more than a mausoleum. He's able to say such horrific things as if he's talking about today's weather. Unlike you, my hobbies are a little less destructive. I don't have to deal with this. He decides to push the conversation forward. Here's what I owe you. Sorry about the change mixed in. Feel free to count it if you'd like. Change mixed in. Why would somebody as rich as the Baron okay, I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's not. I refuse. You what? Alistair hardly even acknowledges the money-filled bag. I have no use of your money. I will, however, request that compensation in another form. Neither in money nor goods, but rather your good faith. I would ask of you a particular task. You've been more than happy to accept my money up to now, so why the charitable act? And what do you have in mind for a geezer like me? A geezer like me. Interesting. I've been out of work for a good while, so I hope you've set your expectations appropriately. Now I'm confused, or was this a whole other character? Who are we now? Wait. Oh, spare me. You're my grand predecessor, the former second in command of Twilight. Oh my god. Is that what Heigl's hiding underneath his mask, an old man? That's all in the past. Surely there's little good in any deals with this man. But refusal will mean an immediate end to the deal. Too late, I got the liquid! Runs! I absolutely need this bottle. So do I really have another choice? I'll hear you out. What is this task? For you, it will be all but effortless. Boop boop, he's broken. Alistair grins wickedly beneath his mustache. This man, whose scythe is always but inches from my neck, can surely be none other than Death himself. I was reading that totally not in the... whatever. I'm curious as to who we are. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought we were Eigel, but... I think I changed his name every single time. But he didn't strike me as being old. But then again, he could be old like Saint Germain is fucking old. Like Saint Germain is motherfucking old. Just saying. Anyway. And then you were invited by this Cantarella on a tour through the opera house? That's right. She also invited me to her next performance, although she said it wouldn't be for a while yet. But to think she was even able to astonish an uncultured Philistine like Helsing. Cece barks excitedly as he runs circles around Deli. I like how he's like, an uncultured Philistine like Helsing, and Cece's like, yeah! Delacroix II, a boy who succeeded Delacroix, the vampire king, who seceded. He vows revenge against Van Helsing for his clan, but under many circumstances he is undeniably under the care of Lupin's crew. If you're interested, why don't you come with me and meet her, Deli? As if! Like I would ever meet a human of my own volition. But you seemed so curious when we were talking about the performance. Was not! Just forget whatever you're thinking. You'd be like, she's really pretty. I'm gonna marry her someday. Ah! It's us, damn it. And Miles, it makes it all creepier. It's funny, I love it. I really do think you'd get along with her, too. That's hardly the problem. How many times do I have to tell you? Anyway, do be careful if you're going, Spacey. Make no mistakes, both you and the songstress are being targeted. Right, I'll be careful, thank you. I won't be going out alone, so I'm sure I'll be fine. You mean Helsing and the others will be accompanying you? Not everyone, no. I'm sure she'd be overwhelmed if the entire party came along, so... Oh god, go with Lupin and Victor. Go with Van Helsing, Saint Germain, and Impy. Okay, this is a hard choice. Because do I want to go... Oh my god, wait! But does this change? Does it change what happens? But I want to go... Oh god. Okay. Okay, it's really hard because... Impy, fucking hate Impy. But I really want to go with Van Helsing and Saint Germain. But Lupin and Victor... But... Like, Impy doesn't matter where the fuck he is. It's not like that would ever be a choice. I want to save this for a second because I want to see if it changes anything. So we're going to save this because I want to go back and do it if it's different. You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's do this. Okay. Van Helsing, Saint Germain, and Impy will be coming along with me. 2 out of the 3 ain't bad. Oh, with the Count and Helsing on your side, nothing will get in your way. You really do have a lot of trust in Van Helsing, don't you? Why are you jumping to that conclusion? I'm simply giving a proper assessment of his skills. Anyway, enjoy yourself. Just don't go too overboard. And, if you really, really want to talk about how everything went, I suppose I can lend an ear. Sure. You'll have plenty of stories to look forward to when we get back. Despite his grumblings, when all is said and done, Deli seems quite intrigued by both the Opera House and Cantarella. I think it's really funny how Cece has got like all the checkerboards, which is usually like the transparent pattern in a Photoshop behind it. Like, I notice it all the time, but it's just something that right now I was literally like, why? That's so bizarre. Like they forgot to Photoshop in the like pattern and stuff behind it. It's awkward. Someday, I hope I can introduce Deli to her. It's like they put it in and they were done and they were like, you know what, fuck it, no one will notice. I mean, I noticed, but after being seen off by Dally and Cece, accompanied by my trusty bodyguards, I head toward the theater I had visited only the other day. I wonder if they show our boys or if it... We arrive at the Royal Opera House once more. It was bursting with people last time, but likely owing to the fact that no performances are scheduled today, all I can see are Opera House employees and affiliates. And among them... I bid you welcome to the Royal Opera House, Spacey! Say, says I, as someone who's only borrowing the theater today. I've already received permission from the owner, so please feel free to look around to your heart's content. And thanks so much for the invitation, Cantarella. There were so many people here the last time, so I really couldn't take my time to look around. I've been looking forward to this. I glanced around the theater once more. So it's just going to be the two of us chilling, and then, like, whatever. So it doesn't matter what choice you make about who goes with you. It's not like it, you know, you talk to her, but then you see them, you know. This place hardly feels as though it belongs in the steel city of London. The fine designs of the seats embedded in the walls remind me of the solemnity and traditional designs of Buckingham Palace. But betraying its long, rich history, the polished walls and floors shine brightly. Wow, it really is an amazing, beautiful place. Pause. So like this is the first restoration, so like it burnt down, they rebuilt it, and then what we have now is the second. That's what it said in the little thing. So my thought process was like, okay, I was reading that, we kept going, in the back of my mind it was like, yeah, because you know when the Nautilus crashed, but that's after this. So technically, then what this game is saying is there was a point where this burnt down, they rebuilt it. Woo, this is what we're in right now, second version. And then when the Nautilus crashes and destroys everything, that's when they rebuild it. And that version of the Royal Opera House is the one we still have today. That's basically what they're getting at. You know what I mean? Like, because you're like, so what you're saying is when the Nautilus crashed, that was, okay. So, a series of unfortunate accidents of it constantly burning down really just happened within a short span of time, and then it's been up for quite a while now. That's all I'm saying. in the world of the game. So, anyway. Even just standing here staring at it, it's immediately apparent just how much work and love have gone into its long history. I'm delighted to hear you say that. I consider this theater something of a second home. Oh! Oh my god, we're gonna have to go back and play the other scene. We're gonna have to go back. Anyway. The Royal Opera House in all its glory is your second home, huh? Now there's something that would make actors in training the world over jump through the ceiling if they heard it. Mr. Miles must be quite proud to have such an accomplished daughter. Yes, quite. So proud, in fact, that he makes the other 6 sins seem like simple mistakes in comparison. Remind me not to get on this girl's bad side. Oh, right! Speaking of Miles, the other day Van Helsing and the others were saying that Miles and Lupin carry themselves in similar manners. How so? Specifically, their talents of stealth and escape. Saint Germain's face. He's like, I see it. He is the type who makes it back home without a scratch, even when being chased by 20 furious mafia goons. Oh, but even before his deaths, he had... quite the stamina and swift feet, exactly. After all, every day is a training session when my very life is on the line. Oh, wherever did he come from so silently? Quite literally, Miles comes barging onto the scene. Where in the world did you come from? From the shed behind the theater. Whew! Sure wasn't easy to pick that lock. What? What were you doing out there? From the looks of things, I take it you were confined by someone. Oh, I'm sorry. He was following me uninvited, so I locked him in there so as to mitigate his disgraceful behavior. Fucking love her. But it seems that wasn't enough. And next time I'll be sure to bring handcuffs as well. He might like that, though. I get the feeling he would enjoy that. Saint Germain is like, I have some. Did you want to borrow them? Thanks, sweetie. I got a ball gag, too. Did you need that, too? I got some shit in my pockets. Hold on. Saint Germain looks like he's got some kind of shit in his pockets, is all I'm saying. Anyway. Truly a fascinating family relationship. He's like, haha, you handcuff your dad, huh? He's not really your dad. First things first, let's ignore this uninvited bore. Spacey, would you like to come up on stage? Oh? The view of the theater from the stage is truly remarkable, so it'd be a shame if you weren't able to experience it. I'm not about to force you, of course. Me? On stage? I feel like I shouldn't, but after a moment of hesitation, I nod. If it's not a problem, then certainly I'd love to go up there. It would be fascinating to see what you see while you perform. How delightful! Thank you! All right, follow me just this way. Cantarella guides me to the backstage. From there, I carefully ascend a long, narrow staircase. And here we are! I finally climb the last step as I follow Cantarella. And the moment I look up, the world around me changes form. All I could do was stand there in astonishment with my mouth agape. Is this really the same building where I sat only recently? Oh god, in the end, we're gonna have the two of us singing together in gorgeous gowns, aren't we? I just see this happening. Okay, I've ruined this whole thing. Anyway, a sea of empty seats stretches out before my eyes. Empty, and yet it feels like the eyes of so many are on me. But there's more to it than that. Rather, it's the glimmering eyes of those who look to the stage with dreams, aspirations, and hopes. I now understand. This is the world that Cantarella sees. She stands here day after day in her own majestic world. But while I'm awestruck by the sight, and this is a fairy tale from long, long ago. What? As naturally as one breathes in air, she begins to weave beautiful sounds with her voice. But it's nothing like the operatic pieces or anthems she performed last time. It's a song like a fairy tale, filled with compassion and a mysterious sense of nostalgia. I'm not fucking singing. It's a story from long, long ago. A story that was passed down from a certain kingdom blessed with greenery and sun, a place the god of sound called home. In that country lived a beautiful princess who loved to sing. And a prince from a neighboring country, the princess's fiancé, who dreamed of adventure and nature. The two were inseparable. They spent nearly every waking moment together. There was, however, one barricade which impeded them. The prince was born with bad legs, and thus couldn't roam the world like he so desired. Alas, I can go nowhere. I'm doomed to a life of staring outside this window for the rest of my days. The princess saw the prince lamenting his fate atop his bed. On the night of a full moon, from the highest floor of the castle, she sang to the god of sound with all her heart. I beseech you, grant to my dear prince legs that he might freely roam the world. Although her sincere prayer didn't reach the god, a miracle did undoubtedly take place. A wizard overheard her song and granted her wish. I am no god. I cannot give to the prince that which was never his. But in its stead, I shall grant to you and the prince a transient dream. The wizard then cast a spell on the castle where the two resided. And then, to the astonishment of all, legs sprouted from the castle and began to walk. And this is how Howl's Moving Castle happened, everyone. Oh my god. I'm sorry, but as soon as this CG popped up, I was like, okay. At first I was like, it's the map of the castle. I'm like, the castle's on, and that's all I could think. I'm sorry. It took all I had to read that line and not just fucking laugh out loud, because that's all I was thinking. So the prince is Howl, and now you understand the deeper logistics to Howl's Moving Castle right now. Holy shit, this is fucking amazing. Everything ties together. Oh my god. Anyway, indeed, the wizard granted the castle itself the freedom to move by the power of the princess's song. And so the prince and the princess went on a journey to see the world from within their moving castle. Howl and Sophie. Oh my god, guys, I can't even. That gives me all the feels just because I love Howl's Moving Castle. That was literally my first anime. I mean, like, obviously I've seen like cartoons and shit, but like legit anime. I'm pretty sure that was like the first one I've actually ever seen. I know, okay, I'm a noob to the anime thing. I never had friends or people that were in like, and even video games, like it took me a long time to find ones that I actually liked because I just never had friends that were into that. I mean, okay, you played like fucking Nintendo and shit, but like I was always bad at platformer games, and I was like, oh, I hate video games because I'm not good at them. Same thing with board games. Like you don't realize how much is out there until you meet the right people, and then they're like, look at all the board games, and you're like, wait, you mean there's more to life than fucking Monopoly? Ugh, knocks Monopoly up there. Fuck this garbage. Yes, look at all these amazing games. Like there's so many amazing board games. Like so you don't realize when your life is Monopoly and Sorry and like Trouble and Sorry are actually aren't bad, but like Monopoly, fuck Monopoly. I have My Little Pony Monopoly because it's fucking cute, but like or like Clue. Clue is fucking awesome. I'm sorry, that game's just cool. So is the movie, but you know what I mean? You don't realize when you just have the standard Parker Brother game, like the standard board games that like everybody fucking has, and you're like, oh okay, ah, real board games, yeah. You know, kind of like when you get into that nerd niche, right? And then you're like, yeah, you're totally into all this stuff. And then your friends are like, let's have game night. And you go and you're like, Cards Against Humanity. And you're like, you know what? I love Cards Against Humanity, but why is this the only thing we play? It's like playing fucking Monopoly. Like now I'm just like, seriously, can we play like a real fucking board game? Like something, you know. I love Cards Against Humanity. Don't get me wrong. It's fucking great. But it's literally like like I'm so down in the nerd niche now that I'm like, look at all these board games. I got a closet full of amazing board games. And then you're like, yes, game night with friends. Cards Against Humanity. Oh, man. It's like disappoint. You're like, oh, disappointment. Even though I do love the game. But anyway. And be like, guys, we're gonna watch anime. We're gonna have an anime. Yeah, and you go, and they're like in English, and you're like, fuck you guys, I'm going home. Like, okay, I saw Howl's Moving Castle in English. Okay, I did. But like, and like back in the day, like it didn't bother. I was like, no, because my friend was like, we're gonna wean you in. Like, we'll watch it in English. And Billy Crystal is great as Calcifer, and Old Sophie is awesome. But now I can't. For the fucking life of me, I watched it the other day because I have a copy of it. Shh. And I put it in and I don't have the menu on there, so I can't change the language. So I had to buy the fucking DVD, okay? Like I already have this movie, but I had to fucking buy the Blu-ray because I can't change it to Japanese and I can't fucking watch it in English now because before when I first saw it, it was like I didn't I mean, I'm sure I knew who Christian Bale was, but like I'd never really seen a lot of his stuff, so it wasn't like you're distracted by that. You know how like we do things in America, we're like, hey, so we have all these Disney movies. Instead of using voice actors, we're gonna use famous people, and you're like, all I can hear is this person doing this, and it's not working for me. Like, you know, I mean, Mandy Moore was great in Tangled. Okay, I'm just not gonna lie, like she was cute, but like. But there's some that are fine, but sometimes you're like, or if you know, like you're like, I'm sorry, like there's some that you're like, I'm totally cool with this person like playing this character and I can get into it. But then there's other ones that just kind of like you're like, I can't, and I can't do it with Howl's Moving Castle and Christian Bale anymore. I can't fucking do it. Because I watched it and I was like, this ruins it for me because all I'm just realizing is that he does not know how to act. I'm sorry if you love Christian Bale, but he doesn't. Like he's not acting in this, he's just talking. And it ruins it for me. I'm like, and I hear Billy Crystal and Calcifer does, but I like it. And Old Sophie was great, but I'm like, now all I'm picturing is Christian Bale trying to be Batman, and it's not working. It's not. It's just. It's lacking. It's so lacking something, and it just ruined it. The Japanese is much better. Yeah, it's much better. But I do almost want to be like, okay, can I just have Hal speak in Japanese and like Calcifer speak in English because I like the Billy Crystal Calcifer. I really do. I love it. And like the Japanese where you're like, that's not it. Can we just do Billy? Can we pick the voice and be like Calcifer in English and everyone else in Japanese and we're cool? And like Old Sophie, can you just switch back and forth like every scene is between English and Japanese? Because I'm okay with that. Somebody do that for me, please. Like anyway. But that was my first real anime. So it's a special place in my heart. Really does. That Hal was my first anime boy crush. Not even kidding. I was like, why is he cute? He's a cartoon. I don't get this. And now I understand. It took me a few more years after that a long time because I can't even remember when I saw that. Long-ass time ago. Long-ass time ago, but anyway. Took a long-ass time for me to finally accept that I like anime boys. I have a problem. Anyway, that was my long-ass spiel about House Moving Castle, but so this just makes me excited. I feel it. I love how I can just, we had the Danganronpa, the psychedelic of the Danganronpa of the Code Realize moment in Jobs' route where we were dead for a year, and now we got Howl's Moving Castle, and I am all for this. I am here for this. So, if in the next game when we're dating all the random people, like, Giraffe Man is a giraffe and we have to turn him into a human and all that, and etc., we magically find Howl in there, I'm okay with that. I'm good. You can bring him in as a character. That'd be great. Applause for that, right? I can't clap. I got a controller in my hand, but anyway. So you're welcome. Look forward to that. Anyway. Cantarella sang a simple song filled with dreams and romantic aspirations. It was clearly meant for children. Everyone present immediately showers her in applause after her sudden performance. I can't help but sing when I get up on stage. I'm sorry. No, it was wonderful. Having savored every moment of her song, I'm still basking in the afterglow. I'd be like, wow, you're like an attention whore, aren't you? She's like, what? Nothing. Because she'd break our kneecaps. Did you write that song in story, Cantarella? No, it's a song that was based on a fairy tale. That's why you're the fairy tale songstress. And Hoggle. There you go. Igel. There you go. That's the name, right? Whatever it is. Anyway, giraffe. Igel the giraffe is literally the... Oh my god, he's Howl! I was like, he's the prince in the castle and she's the fairy tale songstress. And oh my god, he's Howl. See, I told you he was goddamn gorgeous underneath the mask. Didn't I tell you? Spacey knows everything. I don't, but anyway. A fairy tale? Yep, an especially common bedtime story for children in London. Before I realized it, everyone is up on the stage. It's a pretty darn famous one. I'd have thought that any normal child had heard it a million times. Normal child. Words that have never and will never apply to me. I feel something like a phantom pain emanate from the horologium at my chest. I'm not actually from London. That's so. But even if you weren't born here, surely you'd at least know the title. Oh, well, you see, from what I can gather, our parents were quite strict. Therefore, during her childhood, it seems they did not allow her to read even a single fairy tale. What does that sound like? Wait. What is that from, where we weren't allowed to read fairy tales? What the fuck was that in? That was in an anime, or a movie, or another game, or something where it was like, we're not allowed to read fairy tales, ever. Oh, that was in, the Cinderella one. What the fuck is it called? Anyway, you know which one I'm talking about if you've watched anything on the channel. We already played it. Oh, God, what is it? Fuck, what was it called? Oh, why can't I remember the name of it? Anyway, that was it. She wasn't allowed to read fairy tales because they all had fairy tale curses on them. Jesus! This path is amazing. I love this one so much right now. Anyway. And thus, she lacks familiarity with many recreational activities. Yeesh, what a shame. A moving castle, tale of romance. He's like, I'd watch that. Right? Okay, MB, you just won points. Anyway. Wow, I see. It sounds like you had a complicated upbringing, too. Sorry for overstepping there. He's like, I'm just trying to get to know you. I love his fucking vest. You know what it is? I love a man who's just got some flair. And look at everything about him coordinates so perfectly. Even all the patterns. But, like, the greenish color and the burgundy and then the tie and even his fucking, like, handkerchief. Everything is just... Why is it so coordinated? It's beautiful. Why are you so fabulously flared? Ugh, the amount of flair on you hurts me. Anyway. Saint Germain throws me a lifeline, and it looks like Miles buys it. Miles, don't force your standards on others. No, don't worry about me. I'm fine. She must have noticed that I had cast my eyes downward. After looking to me with a concerned expression. If you'd like, would you like me to teach you that song? Oh? It's an unexpected proposal. I was thinking, if you feel bad about not knowing it, I'm more than happy to teach you. And you'd learn it in a way that would impress anyone. It might be a fairy tale for children, but the song is quite difficult to sing, even for an adult. But I don't know the first thing about singing. All the more so then. You'll learn a wonderful fairy tale and the joys of singing. And that sounds like 2 birds with 1 stone to me. I'll help you every step of the way. All right. Thank you, Cantarella. After our agreement, I roam around the seats and such that I couldn't access before. And then we decided upon a day to meet with Cantarella again and leave the theater. Okay, we're not going to go back and do the Lupin and Victor. I'll do that at the end, so when we're done with Cantarella's route, we'll come back to that save and do that, because I want to keep going the way we have it. And if we have to have another choice of visiting her again with other people, we'll just always choose the same group. Then we'll do the opposite when we come back. Because I just want to see if it's different. It's obviously different because we chose and we obviously have... I mean, maybe the conversations are still roughly the same. But I just want to see it with Victor and Lupin. So we'll go do that after the fact. I know we didn't do that in all the other paths. Like, we have a choice that we can make. But it really would change like 1 or 2 conversation points. It doesn't change the whole thing. This one actually, I feel like, would change that whole scene. So, anyway. Well, once we're back at the mansion, we talk over dinner about all the things we saw at the theater, including Cantarella's singing. That reminds me. While we sip our after-meal tea that was served at the very end, Saint Germain seems to remember something. Oh, wait, though. It's about the masked man who came into contact with Cantarella. I've discovered a bit more about this Baron... Eigel? Eigel? I think that's his name anyway. In the world of opera, or more specifically, in the world of songstress, he seems to be quite the prolific figure. What do you mean? He seems to abduct songstresses from all over London, be they famous or otherwise. Supposedly, he brings them to a place he calls his castle, and has them demonstrate their singing. So there are other victims. But no such incidents have been reported in the newspapers. That is true, and I don't see the Yard making a big commotion about it either. I've actually been doing a bit of investigation myself, asking around when possible. It seems that once they're taken away, they're simply forced to sing, and no harm is done to them otherwise. So you think? Furthermore, they receive a very handsome gratuity, and in return receive praise as a great patron, so nobody files a report. What the heck? So he stooped to kidnapping, but all he wants out of it is his own little private performance? I have no clue what his goal could be. And what is this castle? Well, if we interpret things literally, I suppose it would be his own residence. But even if no reports have been filed, if he operates out of a mansion, surely he would have been caught by now. My thoughts exactly. Furthermore, I have never seen nor heard of him in the aristocratic areas of the city. It would also appear that he transports his victims after rendering them unconscious, so they have no memory of where they were taken. What? Well, that's what you get for shrieking at birds outside. They're going to scare you. Also, there's nothing out there, so what the fuck is your problem? Goddamn nuts. The bird is fucking nuts. Wait a sec, Saint G. Can't you just pin this fella down? You're both all noble-like and such. Unfortunately, I would not be discussing him in such a roundabout manner if I were able to do so. At the very least, I could find no information regarding his name or appearance within noble society. So there's a chance he's using a false identity. In any event, we'll need to be on high alert. I mean... He's got brown hair, a giraffe neck, and he wears funny clothes. This is like half the population. At least a third, anyway. That's right. I recall how he looked when we encountered him the other day. Amidst his desperation, I saw a glimpse of something resembling an obsession with Cantarella. I have no clue what drives him to such an extent, but it sure would be nice if he gave up after that run-in. However, as luck would have it, that was far from the last of him. Could you imagine? Like, and then we never saw him again. What the fuck is the point of this path? A voice in the corner of my mind assures me of that. Well, also, this would be a pointless thing if it was like, that was it. Oh. I'm drifting within the warm, gentle water, swaying to and fro as though I'm floating through space. Here, nothing more is expected of me. I need not worry about such things as opening my eyes, speaking, or even thinking. Here, there are only two things I need concern myself with: the tranquility of this warmth, and the eerie sounds that can sometimes be heard. The sound of something being burned. The sound of something being discarded. The sound of something tightening. And finally, the sound of something being crushed. But none of these sounds are surprising to me. They're simply part of my everyday life. A part of my memory. Indeed. Another failure. Even the sorrowful voice of someone whose face I cannot see. You know, it's whatever. Yeah. Next time. The next one will be... The sound of footsteps alongside mutterings of grief. A few moments of quiet pass, but the eerie sounds echo through the water once more. And this is my daily life. I have no reason to believe that this day will be any different, repeating for eternity. This is either Spacey or Cantarella, is all I'm saying. Until this moment. Next is this one. I can already identify an abnormality. And surely this one too is a failure. A voiceless shriek rises in me as those words cause a searing heat to rush through my head. I was wrong. This is far from a typical day in my life. Today must be my turn. Indeed, the one who will produce those eerie, cruel sounds and be discarded is me. This is Cantarella, I guarantee you, and that's why, because she's got, like, her abnormality is her eye, right? No. No! Why is no red? I can't click it. I don't want to die! But I wanna see the gallery thing. But like, stop, please stop! No, it hurts, it burns! I can't take it! It hurts! Help me, Father? She was discarded, but she lived. I wake with a horrible start. See, the thing is, because I seriously think that, but also I would think that would be her then, because he didn't discard us. We were the one that worked. So why would he have ever gotten to, oh, this one's an abnormality, we're going to discard her? You know what I'm saying? Just saying. My entire body is unpleasantly coated in cold sweat. I feel like I had a nightmare. They want you to think it was Spacey, but I believe it was Cantarella. So today would be a wonderful day in which I meet with Cantarella. Why then would my subconscious conjure up such a strange dream? Shaking off my irritation at this poor start to a new day, I head to the dining hall where everyone is gathered, because we're like Finnis and we share our minds. It's been 3 days since my tour of the Opera House. Today I had made plans to go out with Cantarella. Our outing would also include, of course, her promised singing lessons. You're aware, of course, that one of them is to accompany you as a bodyguard. Have you already decided on where you're going with her? I have. Cantarella has been busy with her work, so I did my best to think of a place where we could spend time together. And what I settled on was shopping in the city, inviting her to the mansion, a tour of Buckingham Palace, the airship docks somewhere outside of London. We should just invite her to them. Oh my god! Guys, we're gonna have to come back and do all these choices. Hold on. All the choices! I'm saving these so we can come back and do all the choices later. What should we do? Shopping in the city. This is going to decide who goes with us. That'll probably be Impy. Somewhere outside of London, I don't know. Shopping in the city, I don't know. That would probably be Saint Germain. Definitely not Victor, because he's a wanted criminal, so. Huh. I don't want to go to the airship docks, or what was the other one? Somewhere outside of London. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Inviting her to the mansion or shopping. You know what? We'll just start at the top. We'll do the top down. So that makes sense. I'm planning on a nice, relaxing stroll around London. Oh. Oh, wait. Oh? It's not every day that you want to willingly subject yourself to a place filled with other people. Apparently, Cantarella is commissioning a dress from a shop there, so she'd like to stop by. I see. So you'll be in the area anyway. Then allow me to accompany you. Spacey picked the right one! Okay! I was like, let's just go with the top one. Oh, you know what it was? It was inside my head. It was like, pick the top one. You'll get to be with Van Helsing. I love you. God, I fucking love him. Look at that goddamn beautiful bitch face. Fucking love him. Van Helsing, are you sure? It wouldn't be out of the question for Twilight or that Baron to be mixed into that crowd, right? If it comes to it and something were to happen in the city, you'll have no choice but to force a way through with haste. I see. In which case, there's truly no one better suited than Van Helsing. Then, I'll gladly accept your help today. Alongside Van Helsing, my bodyguard for the day, I start getting ready at once. Maybe Lupin would be the... Well, Lupin could also be the airship docks because there's a casino there. But he could be the tour of Buckingham Palace because he's like, oh, I can get you in. We'll sneak in, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? Afterwards, just as planned, I meet with Cantarella at her designated location. We chat as we walk through the city. And there, just beyond the hustle and bustle of the city's lively people, stands a shop that's clearly quite expensive. We came in this shop and searched for dresses with... Didn't we do it with Van Helsing? We did do it with Van Helsing. So that's what's actually funnier now that I think about it. It's so bright. I can't help but voice my blunt reaction the moment I step inside. To be more precise, it's not the lighting of the shops that's bright, but rather its atmosphere. The interior, lined with flowery dresses of a variety of colors and materials, truly is like stepping into another world. Greetings and welcome to... Oh, Miss Cantarella. I thank you for your gracious continued patronage. I hope you're here today. I trust you're here today to commission a dress? Yes, it's for a performance 6 months from now. I've brought the designs. Very well, Miss Cantarella. I'll prepare a quote right away. Oh, would it be a bother if we looked around while you do so? No bother at all. Please feel free. And now then, if you'll excuse me. The employee disappears into the back of the shop, carefully studying the design papers all the way. Right then. As though attracted to it like a magnet, Cantarella grabs a beautiful dress that was hanging nearby. As I watch, wondering if she's going to try it on. The dress wavers softly, and its material comes just short of making contact with my skin. The wind created from the glittering fabric caresses my face softly, and I can feel a bead of sweat rolling down my forehead in response. Yes, as I figured, it would look lovely on you. Without hesitation, she places the dress in front of me. It takes me a good few seconds to realize that. Your usual boyish clothes are perfectly adorable too, of course. I just thought that you look beautiful in these sorts of dresses as well. That's kind of you to say so. Still, I quietly take a step back to put some distance between myself and the dress. The way she acts around me is so natural that I had completely forgotten. She doesn't even know that I'm a monster. She didn't have poison in her. Keep your head up. Be confident, Spacey. Oh my god. Doesn't that just fucking hurt? Oh my god, did your heart just like clench? Oh! You're like, I love you so much, Van Helsing. He's like, keep your head up, be confident, goddammit. And you're like, ah! You're so supportive and wonderful. Even when you're giving us resting bitch face. I love him so much. I'm sure you didn't come here with that frown in mind. You're right. I'm putting aside whether you can actually wear it. Surely there's some fun in choosing a dress. I nod slowly as Van Helsing softly whispers to me. Is it not to your liking? It's not that. It's just that it looks so expensive, so I don't feel comfortable touching it. That is true. I was the same way when I came here the first time. What if I accidentally tear it? It gives you the chills just thinking about it. We have gloves on and we can touch it. And the Miles helped to completely blow that nervousness away. Did something happen? He wanted to pocket the leftover money, so he started haggling it. He's been banned from the shop ever since. Haggling? Even I can tell that this isn't the sort of establishment where that's tolerated. Is he a fool? What am I even saying? Of course he is. Van Helsing mutters under his breath, and I can't help but agree. Can you imagine the woman, like, we walk in and the lady's like, hi, oh, hi, who are you? Oh. Could you imagine walking into a dress store and you see fucking Van Helsing? I'd be like, and I live here now. How long are you here? Are you always here? Because I'm going to live here. Where are you going? I'm going with you. You're going home? I'm going to your home too. Like, adopt me. Marry me. Just as we're about to shake off the indescribably awkward atmosphere... It's a dress shop, so I don't understand who would be... Anyway. Shopkeeper! Is the shopkeeper present? Rejoice, for I have personally come with a request for new attire. Okay. I was like, it could be Miles popping in, but why would he come into a dress shop? And then I was literally thinking, is Eigel could come in, because he's pretty fabulous enough to work at a dress shop. But then I was like, but why? And also, I would think it would be so amazing if this just mysterious person came in and you saw him and you were like, that's so Eigel without his mask on. What are you doing here? You took the words right out of my mouth. Lucky us, running into the very person we've been keeping an eye out for. It doesn't seem like he followed me here. His surprise seems genuine. Did you really just come here to shop for clothes? He's like, don't I look like I wear fabulous dresses? Oh my god, he's a queen. Oh, I love it. Let's marry him. So what if I did? Is that a crime? Not yet, anyway. I didn't think you actually wore that mask in your day-to-day life. Don't people mistake you for a robber? I'll have you know, that's only happened once. I actually kind of love him because this is so and also the music in the background. Fucking love the soundtrack on this game. That answers that. And you're a regular here? I'll wager that he's putting in an order for another freakish outfit. I doubt they sell those just anywhere. Well, never mind that. I had plans to pick you up at your house after this brief detour. But fate must have had better ideas for us. And this time, I'll be sure to take you to my castle, my fairy tale songstress. I told you! I'm not your fairy tale songstress! Or have you already forgotten what I told you the other day? Such insolence! I can call you whatever I please, and you're powerless to oppose me. I like the hillbilly music is in the back, Answer my question! Remember what I told you last time? My name? Or did you forget? Cantarella draws closer with each syllable, not breaking her fierce eye contact for a second. She is fucking amazing. I remember, so don't come any closer. Cantarella, there, are you happy now? I love him so much. He's all mysterious and I'm going to take you away. And then she's in his face. He's like, what? Oh my god, leave me alone. Fucking love it. Oh, he's so bizarre. Oh, I love the weird ones. Anyway, and that will suffice. Somehow it hardly feels like an exchange between a kidnapper and the victim. In addition to Cantarella's quiet but intense hostility, he seems to have attracted Van Helsing's sharp gaze as well. Well, I suppose I wouldn't want to cause any trouble for this fine establishment I so enjoy visiting. And therefore, I will let you off for today. However, next time, mark my words, I shall welcome you to my castle. You do well to remember that. A guile? Eigel? Eigel. I was like, what? A guile? Argyle. Eigel points a forceful finger at Cantarella and walks past me. But just as he's about to place his hand on the doorknob, he suddenly stops. I must apologize for the other day. It's difficult to judge my strength, and when I grabbed your arm, I did not intend to hurt you. Howl is so pleasant. And this time, he finally leaves. If you'd like, there's still time for me to go after him and restrain him. Van Helsing turns to ask Cantarella, who is the one involved in the matter. But she makes a wry laugh and shakes her head lightly. I'll let him go for today. He's a hopeless human being, but at the very least, he doesn't seem like a bad person. I agree. Their exchange. I wonder if that incident on the day we first met had been on his mind this entire time. Well, it would be a different story if he didn't learn his lesson and came to try and kidnap me again. If that time comes, please go easy on him. I can see it already. Cantarella crushing him mentally and emotionally as he tries to drag her away. God, the story is great. Anyway, so I'm going to stop here and we'll continue in the next part, but like, this is so great. This one is so great. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.